Booyah!
Hello everybody, I am here today to play some more TF2, and yes, this is another TF2 rant. I know I made this one recently, but I feel like I wanted to talk about this particular topic, and today I am playing as the engineer. Now the engineer, I haven't played him in a while, but I felt like today was the day to be a dickhead. It was the day where I finally took out the old gunslinger and really pissed a few people off, just really make someone's day shit in this game. And you know, I felt like a dickhead saying that, but really, it does make your day a bit better. Just use the gunslinger now and again, just to make someone's life a little bit harder, just to laugh at them getting really pissed off at you in the comments. It is a nice feeling, just to relieve all your stress and your anger, and god damn it did this gameplay let me do that. Anyway, I'm here to talk about something that I've always thought was very interesting. I always thought it was a very different kind of thing to talk about, and it's the way games are rated. The way games that games are, not even the way games are rated, the way they're handled when they're rated. Like, okay, I think the rating system, aside from a few obvious strange ones, definitely are well rated. For example, games that are very much full of violence and death are 18s mature. 100% you should be 18s to play this. And smaller games like Mario Kart or any of those like childish games, they're like, oh yeah, here you go, you're 7 or 9 or 12, you can play this. I think it's actually better handled than the movies. I think the movies can be very controversial about, you know, PG-13 and those different ratings, but in my opinion, game ratings are actually very good for that. But the problem I have with game ratings is how they're handled. If you know anything, which you probably do, I respect all of your intelligence, none of you people are dumb. If you know anything, you know that ESRB ratings are terribly handled by almost any vendor who gives out games. They're just really badly handled. They're just, oh my god. Grand Theft Auto is an incredibly violent and just gruesome game. It's a great game. Getting 10 out of 10 from me. I loved the game. I thought it was a very fun game. I would recommend it to anyone who is of the age. Now, to people not of the age, don't play it. You're too young. It could affect you because at a young age, children mimic what they see. It's a very common thing children do. It's how they learn their first language and how they learn it so quickly. It's because children are like a copier. They're just very good at copying one straight thing, and it's just they're very good at copying even more than one straight thing. They can copy. That's why they're so similar to their parents, and that's why their environments are so similar. It's all psychology. It's all the way a child works. So it seems very reasonable to say that children are very heavily affected by things they play, things they watch, things they really looked at as a child. I'm not talking about nostalgia, I'm talking about at a subconscious level, your personality when you're an adult. Now, what I say is that although games on average for older people are a very good thing because they actually relieve stress rather than add to it, the problem with it as children is it can make you think that this kind of violence is alright. Like parents, if you're doing the job right, are doing a very good job of convincing the child, no, this is not alright. You do not do this to a person. You can't do this to a person. It is morally and legally wrong. You can't do this. The thing with video games is it makes kind of light of it. You kill someone all the time in Call of Duty. You just do. It's a goal you constantly aim towards. Now, no one in their right minds would think that except for a child who wouldn't know better. Now, if you ask me what age I'm talking about for children, I mean 10 to 12. Like I've seen my little cousin is 10. He wanted to get Grand Theft Auto 5, and I saw him playing that night at Modern Warfare 3. He was playing both Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto on that night, and it made me realize a huge market for gaming companies are children. Really young children who could be very easily affected by this. Very easily affected by this. Now, I said, do video games cause violence? No, but in the end of that, I made one exception. Unless you're a child who is susceptible to violence as it is. And you mightn't be susceptible to violence until you realize so as a child because you're around these violent video games. Now, getting on to what I think. When a child goes into GameStop, for example, and they say, well, I want this game. I want an 18s game that's often been even considered in newspapers controversial, that even, I'm talking about GTA 5 by the way, which is just so controversial and has like, basically you're waterboarding a person in it. Like, you actually like drown a person, well, you simulate drowning, which can be considered by many a very severe form of torture. Now, when you get onto that, you realize that children are playing this. Children. And of course, any right-minded vendor, which most are, will go, no, I'm not gonna give you your game. Why would I do that? You're way too young. Look at you, you're like 12. But the problem with this is any child can go, oh well, my mother will get it for me, because they don't understand how much violence is in this game, unless it's GTA 5, which actually has been in the news lately for not being sold in certain places because it's so violent. Not getting into that part of it though, I'm saying games in general, they will bring their mother in who's unaware of how violent the game is. They'll go, oh right, I'll buy this game for you. Oh, it doesn't really matter, it's not gonna do that much to you. They will buy the game without a second thought. It's not their fault, they don't know any better because they don't understand games, most of them anyway, the older ones, and they will pick it up and they'll be like, well, I don't know, this game's fine, and we'll buy it. But the vendor can't really do anything about it because, you know, the mother is over 18, they can easily buy it. Even if the child is there, they can still buy it. There's no problem about that. That's the part that worries me a little bit, because, like, okay, if you're like already of the age where you know very clearly what right and wrong is, that's fine. But if you're too young to even do basic maths or algebra, or even no basic calculus, how the hell are you going to understand something so out there as like the satire in GTA 5 and not see it as just straight up murdering a person? And honestly, if I was a child, I would see it that way. There's no one really to blame in this. Even the gaming companies are fully aware this is their biggest market and they will lose a lot of money if they don't cater to these children. But personally, what I believe is that it can affect a child very severely, some of these cases, and I don't think there's a lot of cases of people doing this, but I think in the long run it could make children of today more violent in 10 to 20 years. Just not a lot, but a bit more violent. I think it will. So my recommendation to anyone who's not listening, because let's face it, no one's actually gonna listen to this, it's just a rant of mine. A recommendation I would make is a bit like movies. There should be a second age where you should not have this. For example, like, you know the way Clockwork Orange, there's like a red circle. I don't know if this is not European, but there's a red circle on the Clockwork Orange saying you have to be 18 to watch this, because that is a horrible movie, and you should not be a child watching that movie. That is a very gruesome movie, like worse than GTA 5 in my opinion. Even Stanley Kubrick, the guy who made one of my favorite directors, said, yeah, I completely effed up on that. I put way too much violence in it. And honestly, that's what I think. I think there should be kind of a no exceptions kind of thing for certain games. I think they should add a certain thing where even if your parents are there, it doesn't matter. You have to prove that the game is for you. You can't just like bring in your child can't be just there and just go, okay, fine, I can give it to you because there's no real rule against it. That's what I think. Anyway, tell me what you guys think. I think that it should be tweaked just a little bit. I don't think it needs to be reworked that much. I think just children shouldn't be allowed to get these games as easily as they are, and that's all I really think. Anyway, I'll see you next time. If you liked what you saw, then I'll see you again next time. If you didn't like what you saw, then I won't see you next time. Feel free to like and subscribe. Bye.